What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Manfredo here with another YouTube video. This is about the third time that I've tried to record this and couldn't get everything I needed to say in 5 minutes. So I'm going to rush through this as quickly as possible. But before we begin, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss the opportunity to get some assistance with the assignments that we do in class. So with that being said, today we're doing compound subjects. You did verb phrases yesterday. Not too difficult of stuff. This stuff's not really too difficult either, so I feel like you guys will be successful on it, but let's jump right into it so we can cover everything. So today we are covering compound subjects. Tomorrow we're doing compound verbs, so be ready for that. A compound subject consists of two or more subjects that are joined by a conjunction that have the same verb. So we'll see what that means here in a second with some examples. The most commonly used conjunctions to kind of bring those subjects together are and or. And you'll see with these examples, those are the only two conjunctions that we have here. So let's look at number one. Paris and London are my favorite cities. So we have our singular verb here in are. And so we need to ask who or what are. And so normally, if we just had a singular subject, we might have London, and then we might have London is my favorite city. Well, now we have two different cities sharing the same verb, and they're joined with a conjunction. So Paris and London are our compound subjects. So with that being said, and the conjunction itself is not part of the compound subject. It is a conjunction, but it is part of your complete subject. And if we know, or if we remember all the way back to complete subjects, if we did our magic cursor trick, everything to the left over here is our complete subject. But in this case, we just want these subject words themselves, so the nouns. Number two, reading, snorkeling, and painting are my favorite hobbies. Our verb here is are. It is being shared by a bunch of different subjects here. We have reading, snorkeling, and painting. This kind of reminds me of a homework question from a couple of days ago. I think it was something along the lines of rock climbing is my favorite hobby or something like that. And someone said, Mr. Manfredo, rock climbing, climbing is a verb, so that can't be our subject. And I said, guys, rock climbing in this case is a fancy word that we have not learned yet called a gerund. And that is when you have an ing verb and it is functioning as a noun in the sentence. So these are nouns. They are our subjects. They're sharing the same verb and are. It's a linking verb. And they are also sharing this conjunction and. So they kind of fit the criteria for a compound subject, and they are a compound subject here. So finally, number three, Mr. Manfredo or Mr. Webb will speak at the assembly. We have two subjects here, Mr. Manfredo as well as Mr. Webb. We have a verb phrase and will speak. Both of these subjects are sharing it. They're both performing the action at once, and they are linked together with a conjunction and or. And like I said, the conjunctions most commonly used are and or. And so you can kind of see that in the examples here. Now let's look at the homework. Not too difficult, not too much new information for you. But in this first section, I want you to identify the compound subject. And so we'll do this first one together. If you've made it this far in the video, you're going to get a free answer on your homework. So bravo to you. Let's take a look. Number one. National parks and monuments in the United States include spectacular landforms. I would say the first step you need to do is find your verb. And if you did that, then you've probably found include as your verb. And so we need to find what two words are sharing this verb in this sentence. So we need to ask who or what include. And so in this case, we have parks and we have monuments. They are split with a conjunction and they are sharing that verb include. And so down here in this subject blank, all I would need you to do is something like this: parks, comma, monuments. Some of you might be like, why wouldn't we include national? That's because national in this case is an adjective. It's not the actual subject word. It's not part of the compound subject. And we would also not include and because it is a conjunction and not a subject. So with that being said, this is kind of how I want you to do this first section. In the second section, I need you to make two of your own sentences with a compound subject, nothing too crazy. But make sure in number 5 you include every part of those subjects.